It's official.
All right. This is vlog 2, week 134 of self-employment. I decided that I'm going to be committing to doing at least one vlog every week for 2024, and we'll see where that leads me. Why did I want to start a vlog? Well, a few reasons. The first reason is growth. A little about me, for if you don't know me or don't know my story. My name is Jake Trustin Williams. I go by Jake Trustin for short, and Jake Williams is a really common name, and Trustin's my middle name. It's pretty interesting. Every artist kind of has to have a cool name. So Jake Trustin's what I go by. Trustin is also my dad's name, so it's pretty cool there too. I've always wanted to be an artist, so what you're gonna see in this is primarily me working through just building my career as an artist. I kind of took the safe route out of school. I got an art education degree, and I worked as a high school art teacher. I also coached football. I quit teaching a few years back. I'm coming up on my 3rd full year of self-employment now. I always wanted to be an artist, but it seemed too scary. So I sort of took that safe route, and teaching was really good for a while until it wasn't. Kind of came to a point where it just felt like I wasn't using my abilities to the best that I could. It felt like there was something more out there. Throughout teaching, I always worked as a professional artist on the side. So I would do paintings and drawings for people throughout my summers and just in my extra time when I had that. And then just kind of worked and grew with it, and was always trying to just challenge myself and get a little better. When I quit teaching, I didn't know anything about really doing much digital work. I couldn't really do graphic design. I designed my own website, but my website building skills were pretty minimal. All those different things. Never had done a mural, and that's something I've been working on since I've quit teaching to expand my skills, is just getting better at all those different things. And part of my goal as an artist is to just get to a point where I'm totally self-sufficient, where I can run every single aspect of my business myself. If I need help to outsource something for time, I can do that, but that I would have all the skills I need to survive. I don't know, I just think it's something that would be really cool. I kind of admired people who seemed really confident and self-sufficient, that they could just survive on their own doing what they're passionate about. And like I said, it was scary, and I was kind of held back by that fear for a long time. And so I finally jumped out. What I've learned is everything, it compounds when you start working. So it comes through slow, consistent growth a lot of times, and you just have to be really confident in yourself and believe. And so even with this video, this is something I'm starting. The first vlog, I didn't have any talking of any sort. I had no music, none of that. But what I'm really hoping to do is just not be too critical of myself, and just focus on the consistent growth and focus on the commitment that every month I'm going to show up and do this at this time. I'm going to do these things. I'm going to try to make the best video I can in that amount of time, and make it and move on, and try not to second guess or go back and criticize myself, but just leave it. I started off the week driving over to one of my favorite coffee shops in town, a coffee shop called Architect, and started off, did a little bit of light reading to kind of warm up. And then I was working on a project for a counseling company in town I'm working for, and I'm designing a book for them. It's really fun because it's a place that I had actually went, and they're really letting me put a lot of my own creative taste into it, and just some of my own story. So we started off, they wanted me to talk about these different vision problems, so to speak, kind of metaphorically, people have. And so I went in and I had to try to make them where it would sort of fit the illustration. If someone's farsighted, in the mountains, clear in the background, blurry up front. Then I went in and worked a little about telling my story. It's going to be in the front of the book. So it's Jake had plans to teach for 30 years and then retire at 52 and pursue a second career as an artist. 8 years in, his plans changed as COVID changed the course of his career. He no longer felt teaching to be his calling. He decided to alter course, quit teaching, and pursue a career as a full-time freelance artist. He enjoys his work, but still struggles with the uncertainty of it all, if it will all work out or not. He's a 60 on the Enneagram, which means security is one of the most important things. Anyway, it's just an idea I'm fleshing out. After that, it was off for a night of reffing, and Tuesday, I headed back over to Architect again. It's not terribly far from my house, so it's kind of nice. Just a, I don't know, nice place. Sometimes it's good just to get out of the house and work. Had to add some other illustrations with it, so went in and added some details. Wanted to add a little hiker guy that I could put on top or at the bottom of the mountain, and so that was kind of fun. Just went on Procreate and worked in on that. I keep everything I do, every bit of time, logged on a little notebook, and that just helps me track things and stay consistent. After that, it was back to the house for a little lunch break, where I listened to a podcast episode, business podcast with Jeff Bezos.
What was it like? What was going through your mind at that time? You left a good job, work, and took this leap. Were you excited? Were you scared?
So excited and scared. Thought the odds of success were low, because that's the truth. Every startup company is unlikely to work, but that doesn't mean you can't be optimistic. So you kind of have to have this duality in your head. Like, on the one hand, you know what the baseline statistics say about startup companies, and the other hand, you have to ignore all of that and just be 100% sure it's going to work.
I really like listening to just different podcasts or episodes of things that inspire me. So after my lunch break, went back, worked a little bit more on the book, just some different illustrations that are going in it. And then also, too, I've had another fun project I want to do. I want to do some rotoscoping, so this is what that looks like.
Stick action. And today I'm going to show you how to rotoscope in Procreate. Step 1. Visit Giphy.com and find your preferred canvas size. Then select all your layer. Then create a new layer. Now on this layer, or just hit play to witness the magic of rotoscoping.
I'll show you how to extract frames from a video and save them as...
After that, I was off to ref a game in Branson with my friend Cole. I told him I was doing a vlog, and he said it was cool if I filmed.
I've been wanting to do it since like 2018, but I've been, I don't know, just like seemed really hard with teaching to get a lot of time to do it. And so I started 3 weeks ago on it, and then I just filmed everything I did work-wise for like a week, and then it took me like a full 2 weeks to edit, so I'm trying to figure out how I can get faster. And
time-lapse thing?
I haven't yet, but I want to. I think that's a good idea. I'm still kind of setting up some stuff in my house a little bit. It's a little bit messy, and I feel like once I get things organized around, it'll be a lot easier. It's been convenient doing a lot of like graphic design or murals, because I mean, you just take your computer anywhere. So like I work in coffee shops a lot.
Yeah.
And then the murals, just working on site. So do you take art classes and stuff since your mom taught?
Yeah, I wasn't as good as my mom or my sisters, but I like doing like ceramics and stuff, make stuff out of that. But I'm not as much of a drawer or painter.
Ceramics is cool. I was not naturally that good at that one. I took it in college, and that was one class that was like half the students that took it that weren't even art majors were like the best in the class.
Yeah.
Like, I had to take it twice because I just felt like I sucked so bad the first time.
After reffing, I drove home, and that was the end of the night. The only bad thing with this reffing job is that, aside from the physical part of it being a little bit taxing, is just the late nights too. But it's still a really good job, and I like it, and it helps right now. Wednesday, I woke up feeling super sluggish, probably just from the night before reffing. But I got up, got ready, and went to a different coffee shop called Echelon. I didn't have a whole lot of work set out before me to start the day, so I was a little bit anxious about that, but ended up having enough things to pop up that kept me busy. I thought this shot was pretty cool. I just set my camera up over on the rocks and then walked into Echelon. I go to coffee shops all the time, but I'm actually not a coffee drinker. Pretty much just like tea. So anyway, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of work set out in front of me, so the first thing I did was went in and cleared out some old files on my computer. This was kind of sad, kind of nostalgic. These are the first designs I did when I quit teaching. My dad and I started this Stratomatic baseball league. If you don't know what Stratomatic is, it's a pretty old card and dice game. It's actually the guy that started EA Sports was inspired by it, but my dad grew up playing it. It's kind of fun, so you can see all these files I deleted. That was just Stratomatic stuff, but it really taught me how to get good at design. After that, I had to watch an instructional video for reffing basketball. Our association periodically sends out videos. They'll just give us little tips and tricks on how to be better officials. This one was on a block charge call, always kind of a tough one to get. So I log my hours just like anything so I can make sure I stay consistent with working and reach the goals I set. Speaking of goals, that was the next thing I worked on. It was almost the end of the year, and I wanted to sit down and take some time to write out some goals for 2024. After that, I wanted to touch up a project I did for Leaf Trading Cards. It was really cool getting hired by them because I actually used to collect their cards as a kid, but they hired me to do a Gordie Howe card and a Pele card and put it up on their website that features some emerging artists. It was really fun to get that project. Next thing I got some new work from a real estate company in town. They wanted me to design happy Homeiversary cards. It's funny because when I quit teaching, I just thought that this job would be, I don't know, something I could really plan out super far in the future. And I think it'll get to that point someday, but it's interesting how every day, literally, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. It's kind of week to week. And so it's really fun. So that's kind of how stuff happens. It just pops up. Then I went to Wendy's for some lunch.
All right. Here you are. Yep. Hi.
You have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Gotta love the $5 biggie bag. Super good deal, good food. After a little lunch, I was on to the Happy Homeiversary card project. They also wanted to give out a coupon as a gift from some local restaurants, from Prima's Mexican Kitchen and Bistro 160, I believe in Nixa. Usually I start off finding a little bit of inspiration, and then I just see what I can come up with. That's what I sent them, and that's the day. Thursday I didn't do a whole lot. I was feeling pretty exhausted and had to ref that night, so I'm skipping ahead to Friday. I finished up that project and then got started on some other things.
Wow. And when you were doing that, was there any inspiration? Was it just you wanted money? What did you want to buy? What were you doing with that?
I don't think for me, even at 8 years old, it was ever about money or wanting to buy things. I think it was always about doing what you're good at. And I think that's a good thing. Like, you should always figure out how to do things that you love. You should figure out how to do things that you're good at and kind of double down on that. So that's always been my whole life. You know, for me, the way I learned is by being a sponge from people. So I'm always picking things up from different people.
What are the mistakes people are making when they think about being an entrepreneur today?
Well, first of all, entrepreneurialism isn't for everybody. But if you think it's for yourself, you better go out there and try it, put your best foot forward. One is, first you have, like, are you even going to take the at-bat? So many people tell me, I've got this great idea, but. Like, I don't want to hear about but. Like, let's go for it. If you have an idea, you want to do something, like, part of being an entrepreneur is to have the courage to fail. Like, you just have to go out there and try it. And by the way, when you fail, which many times you will, you're going to learn from that failure. You're going to grow from that failure. You think the best, you talked about Kobe being your favorite, athlete. Well, guess what? How many times did he fail and then he got better and he pushed through it? And so that's what being an entrepreneur is. So from my perspective, it's really all about, first and foremost, if you have something you want to do, if you believe in it, go for it. Don't worry about whether you succeed or not. Go out and take the swing. And guess what? If you strike out, if you fail, just go back again. And then the last thing, and this will sound corny, but have fun in what you do.
Friday, I had the night off from reffing, and my wife wanted to go to a basketball game, so we went and did that. Brought my workbook and just made a couple notes on finishing up the week. And then when the game was done, I went home, worked on some fun stuff. Tried to work a little bit on rotoscoping, but couldn't figure out some of it. So I just went ahead and made a little video clip of different angles to get this Ozzie Smith highlight play. I live in Missouri, so I like the St. Louis Cardinals, and Ozzie Smith was pretty awesome. Saturday was super exciting because my cards came from Leaf.
Let's go. Ooh. All right. My very own Leaf trading cards that I designed. Whoa. A whole bunch. Oh. Snap. Wow. That actually looks really good. That looks even better printed than the design. Holy cow. That is freaking awesome. Let's go. Oh man, the Pele looks cool too. I'm dropping some off at the card shop. I like the red too. Dang. They've even got like a holographic like shine with it too. Woo! That is awesome. This has got to be one of the coolest things that's ever happened. It's official.
Saturday, my wife and I drove into Ozark to pick up a frame I wanted to get for a painting. But before we did that, we went ahead and stopped by the workshop. It's a really cool coffee shop they have there, and work on some different things, including signing these cards to drop off at the card shop.
Where should I sign it? Picking right here, right? What do you think?
I think towards the bottom.
All right, here we go.
After that, I worked a little bit more on the book that I'm designing, logged my hours, and then it's off to Sweet Peas to pick up the frame for this painting. The frame is really cool. It has this really neat, detailed looking gold edges, and I think it was only 20 something bucks. But the other really neat thing about it, it's super lightweight. I don't totally know what I'm going to use it for yet, but I'll find some sort of painting project to use for that. After that, it was the Fast Break Sports Shop in town, the card shop I go to drop off cards.
Thanks, yeah. So fantastic. So then I give them to you guys, and you can...
I was a little mad at myself because I did not ask to film them. I think they would have been cool with it, but I just kind of chickened out. It's a little bit weird doing the vlog thing and filming myself, let alone other people. But I also had to buy some Ozzie Smith cards and the King Griffey Jr. card while I was there for fun. My wife and I went and hit the gym for a workout and then wrapped up the week, came back. One of my goals for 2024 is to get better at drawing from my imagination. And so I've got a course I bought years ago with really detailed anatomy stuff. So I sat down and I'm just working on all kinds of anatomy and really trying to understand the human figure better so I can get to where I'm drawing really well out of my imagination.
Next week is the last week of the year. It'll be the start of the third full year. The first year I just tracked hours. The second year, incorporated income. And the third year if I can do production.
Thanks for watching.